Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Aggies offense takes the field for the first time today. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have two guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off of defense. You've got two very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team. I am
running free. The 30, at the 20. Touchdown, Aggies! He shed tackles right and left and housed it.
And as a coach, you're just hoping your offense can take the field on the first series of the game and create a little bit of momentum, get into a rhythm. How about that running play? Hitting a home run early in this game. You know that's got the sidelines all juiced up.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. So Missouri's offense will go to work for the first time. It's not often we focus on a matchup quite like this, but David, we have a couple of premier tight ends in this game.
And we've seen it recently, right? Ty Warren last year, Brock Bowers the year before. Like, you can build an offense around an elite tight end, and both of these schools do it. The speed, the playmaking ability, the versatility. Palmer, I bet you wish you had a guy like this you could throw to.
You're right, David. I played with a lot of NFL guys at tight end, but none of them were as dynamic as these two right here. And you're going to see them get the ball in a variety of ways. We're seeing offense change in college football, and one of the biggest reasons is the versatility now at the tight end position, and these are two of the best in the entire country.
Guys, let's talk here for just a second about Missouri. They've climbed into the top 10, been through some battles, proving themselves to be one of the best teams in the country. What do you think about their chances of staying there?
Well, they got to keep playing at a high level, and obviously they've had tons of success now to crack into the top 10. I'll tell you, when you get top 10, David, you get everybody's attention.
Yeah, you get everybody's attention, but I hope this team ain't just searching for a top 10. Like, I hope they're trying to be the best team in the country, and you hope the best is still to come for this squad.
The Tigers have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. 6th play of the drive coming up. He wants to change this route. Got his man in the middle.
Well, they execute the in route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
And the Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to go up top. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
Well, this offense will screen you in a variety of ways. They'll throw receiver screens, tight end screens. The running back screen also a big part of what they like to do, like you just saw there.
That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14. Mizzou coming out with a fresh set of downs. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Got it! That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Here comes the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. This is one of those momentum turning points. If this defense can force a field goal attempt, that is a victory for them. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. He got him the football, but he could not convert. It'll be 4th down. Less than a yard to go for a 1st down, and the offense will remain on the field. Quarterback sneak looking for just a sliver of daylight. Sneaks it into the end zone.
And I love it. This offense making no bones about it. We're going to be aggressive. We get the ball down in the red zone, 4th and goal, Palmer. Stay aggressive. They run the football, and they get the touchdown.
And that's the shocking thing, David, is that on 4th down, they have supreme confidence in this offensive line to win up front, one-on-one, get some push, and then how about the ball carrier just finding his way into the end zone?
First play of the drive comes from the 22. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Reed. Gets it out quickly. At the 40, there he goes. Turning on the Jets. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14. The entire complexion of this possession changed on that one play. Now they've got it 1st and 10 inside the 20. Running the red zone. It's Owens. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll keep it on the ground. He breaks a tackle. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Just going to keep it after the snap. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
The defense knew coming into this game they were going to have their hands full. Not only did they have to worry about these running backs in their running game, they had to worry about the quarterback as well. On designed runs and on scrambles, they didn't have an answer for him right there.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Coastal Carolina is down, but they are not out of it. Not there on the surf turf in Conway, one of the more enjoyable places to watch a game in all of college football. They're trailing by just 4 to Georgia State. Sunbelt Fun. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. With the catch, it's Hardy. Good pick up, a little bit short of the sticks. The Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Gets it out to the 40-yard line. Give him 5 on that one. We'll see if they have enough time to get another snap before the clock hits 0. Looking downfield on 1st down. Unloads it left. And that falls incomplete as they tried to wrap up the 1st quarter with a bang, but the incomplete pass takes us to the 2nd quarter. We've reached the break, and Texas A&M leads it. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. On second down, he'll try to make the connection this time. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. Here they come, facing third and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. He's got it on the outside. Touchdown, Missouri! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Bussey. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. Game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every third down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. And down he goes back at the 3. Texas A&M will have to boot it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. Finds his man. It's Hardy. Brought down at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. And now on second down for this offense. Looking to fire. Dances away to buy time. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble but couldn't create anything there. Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this third and short, they're still thinking touchdown. Got out of trouble and throws. It's complete to the right. Touchdown, Tiger. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
He'll bring it out. It's Bussey. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Texas A&M offense goes back to work. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. He'll be stopped just short of the 20 at the 19. Give him 1.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
He did not make it a stone wall on third down. They booted away on fourth down. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Give to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Got a man. It's Hardy. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. They say success rate can be picking up about 4 or so on first down. First and turning it on. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
Pressure coming. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Intercepted. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. They'll run this play from the pistol. Defense in press coverage. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Snags it down the right side. Lots of room to run. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Aggies.
A lot of times you see those receivers, as soon as they get by the DBs, you know, that hand goes straight up in the air. I got him. I got to step on him. He got to step on him. And the ball was thrown perfectly out in front. You can see he runs underneath it, gets it, and gets the long touchdown on the go route.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And they add the extra point to finish the drive. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown, just like that. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting to throw going his way, and they put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
They get to him as he throws. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
Well, the quarterback was in a world of trouble there. He was under pressure. He knew he was going to get hit, so he's just trying to get rid of it, but he forced it into double coverage. He's lucky that was only an incompletion.
Downfield. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business. Dropping back, it's Reed. Looking to the big tight end. Wide open downfield. Hits the accelerator to the right. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch. And the Aggies trying to pay off the threat on first and goal. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Can the defense stop them again on second and goal? They'll run it to the left here, looking for the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Aggies.
And they pound the rock. The run game comes through late in the first half when you needed it. Now they take the lead, they take the momentum. That's how you end the first half.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. Looking to throw on first down. Slings it downfield. He's got it. He's down to the 38-yard line, and they can stop the clock. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. To the air on first down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on first and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket. Nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. The offense burns his third and final timeout of the half. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Run out of bounds. They'll spot him at the 24. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. No good. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game. Offense has enough time to get off the play before we head to the half. The running back has it. Shut down in the backfield again, and that might do it here in the half. And what a way for this defense to wind up the quarter. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, what else is new? A spirited environment there in Columbia.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. Blasted as he lets it go. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open. That's why that one fell incomplete.
God, he's annoying to play against. You think about it as a defense, I'm trying to cage you in, trying to keep you in the pocket, and then he's just whoop, 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 spinning all over the place, getting outside the pocket, making plays, and then you got to go chase him again and again and again. Just wears you out.
The Tigers come to the line on third and short, looking to keep this drive moving. They thought they could just run it on third and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. They're a couple of yards short of the first down, but the offense will stay out there on fourth down. He'll throw it. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. A bold decision to go for it on fourth down, and one that did not pay off. Dropping back, it's Reed. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
And that's the thing about this defense. Yeah, they may be losing the game right now, but they've got difference makers on that side of the football. They got guys that can step up like that, create havoc, get a sack, create negative plays. They're going to need more of that here in the second half if they're going to win this game.
And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. And they don't want to waste this great field position here on third and long. Fires toward the end zone. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. He splits the uprights. And now the lead is even bigger. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Man, it just means more in the SEC. And take a look at how things are playing out here. Mississippi State is in serious trouble right now. I'm not sure some folks won't be asking for a refund on their NIL investment. A putrid performance in Starkville.
Off-play action on first down.
They're trailing by 18 to Georgia. It's an outcome that, if it holds, will have SEC fans buzzing all week. Guys?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They go to the ground. Hard running there. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. And the third down pass incomplete after a good deflection by the defense. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Makes the grab close to the logo. And the returner is stopped. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a... He's going to let one fly down the middle. Touchdown, Aggies! That's the way you finish a drive and put up points. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback and wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And the extra point is good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so it puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 at the 38, and these guys are on the move. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. Wants to throw again. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Back to pass. Moves away as he feels pressure. This time it's complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Tigers racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Yeah, and he's been throwing it all over the yard, and he's now over.
And the quarterback is toast back at the 35. So now on second and long, you start to think just don't fall out of field goal range. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the right. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. It'll be a run on third and short. Plows through the defense.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14. Wants to throw on first down. Grab behind the line. It's Hardy. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Makes the catch. He gets it in. Touchdown, Tigers. Backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, no problem.
When you start in the black zone inside your own 20 coming out, it's difficult. You can give up a safety. You get worried about that. The offense puts a great drive together. Great job executing. Great job getting a touchdown.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. To the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. He'll keep it himself. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense understanding, listen, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options. He's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. They'll run the option. He'll pitch it. He finds enough room to get it up to the 28-yard line before going out of bounds. The Aggies are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. To the air, it's Reed. Trying to beat the D deep. Makes the grab down the left side. It's a running room. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. A 1st down run on the doorstep. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the 3rd quarter. One final play before the end of the quarter. On 2nd and goal, he carries again. Touchdown, Texas A&M. And they take it in for 6 more points. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Kickoff here, it all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. Here's the return from inside his 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. There's a lot of pressure when you have that number 1 beside your name, and perhaps it was the pressure, perhaps it was just one of those days, but that rain is coming to an end. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Caught over the middle. It's Coleman. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains. The Tigers will hustle to the line.
And this QB has been on top of it. He's made good reads. You could tell, taking care of the football, put up a lot of yards. He's over 350 on the day now.
A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the 1st down.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the 1st down, and they like to do this. When they make a 1st down, they want to go fast, they want to crank up the tempo.
Out of bounds, right at the 20-yard line, edge of the red zone, and they have their eyes on a score. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Under fire. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to keep it in the air. Bought a little time, lets it go. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it. They were on the move, but 2 straight incompletions had them staring at 3rd and 10. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. This offense believes you are given 4 downs for a reason. You've got to use all of them. 2 for 3 so far today. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the 1st down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. He's looking to throw. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Got his man on the right. And he has run out of bounds as they go backwards there and just avoided the contact. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Got his man down the middle. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. They're going to throw it on 3rd and goal. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri! Quick strike through the air for the score.
This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding the strike zone.
Well, it just gets in the zone, right? When you can't miss, you've seen quarterbacks get like that no matter what they do. They're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you apart.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Bunch formation for these receivers. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Strong run to get it out to the 21-yard line. They pick up of 6.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Big 3rd down for this defense. Listen, you've got to get the ball back. You know what they're doing. They're trying to run the football, but we need the clock to be on our side so our offense has some time. Got to make a stand right here on 3rd down.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. This is a big 3rd down. If they can move the chains, they can loft one high and deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. The Aggies send out the punt team to kick it away. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. First play of the drive wants to throw. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. He wants a big play here late. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long.
I'll tell you, this offense just can't afford too many more incompletions because time's running out in the game. They need big plays through the passing attack, vertically down the field, and they've got to score some touchdowns.
And this offense is going to have to do more of this, right? They're going to have to be aggressive, attack the sidelines. They're going to need some big plays, trailing late in this football game, but they've also got to be smart and be mindful of the clock.
Part of the backfield, it's Harris. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Looking to fire. Makes the grab outside. It's Harris.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
The Tigers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Making side adjustments here. They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. Grabbed behind the line, it's Hardy. Got enough to move the sticks. 1st down from the 17. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. They're looking to pass from the red zone. The throw. Firing to the right, complete. He goes out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a...
Going the other way, and he's got room. Inside the 40. The 30. He's at the 10. And he... from the defense. And touchdown. They get the W, and with that being win number 6, looks as if they're going bowling, guys.
And that's a good moment for this squad, right? Like, you start every season, you have big goals. It usually starts with your conference championship and winning a national championship, maybe going to the playoffs. Everybody has different goals, but getting to a bowl is always sweet, and this team's eligible now.
I know the coaches are really happy about this, the AD and the fans, because they know what it means for the program, right? You're going to get those 15 extra practices at the end of the year to help develop young talent. Looking ahead to next season, but that's next season. There's still a lot of football left to go this year. Let's just see how good of a bowl game they can get to.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.